Welcome, next series of Franki and Michelle.
Yeah, series 2. The show brought to you by two grown-ass women who have an idea.
That joke never gets old.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Today's show we'll be discussing our high school days and parenting now our high school kids.
All right, but before we get into it, let's mention like our website, follow us on Insta, sign up to our newsletter,
Yes.
all of that stuff.
Really important, guys. Reviews on Apple, you know the drill. Yeah, cool, man. Let's get started.
All
Episode
right.
5 of series 2 on the road.
So now I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh, you can ask me a question.
Yeah. What were you like in high school?
Oh, geez. I think, far out. As I said, I went to an all-girls high school. So I had a few girls come from my primary school with me into high school. So I think year 7, I think everyone's lost in year 7. You don't really know who you are. So I didn't sort of have coloured hair. I was a little bit just trying to work out who I was. By year 8, I had super short hair, like shaved head, already talking about my first tattoo, and had a boyfriend, and I was settled. So I basically am who I'm the same person now. Like, but it took me a little while to, I shouldn't say that. Organically, I went through the school with a great bunch of girls who we got mad trouble with. Mad laughs, and literally the inside jokes are just beyond. So that was really cool. What were you like in high school?
Oh, God, I think I was a bitch. No, I think I was just
baby
a
Frankie?
terror.
Like, were you
I was
like,
just a terror.
You were?
I hated school.
From the get-go or from just high school?
No, from the get-go.
Yeah.
And my middle child is exactly like that.
Yeah.
I just hated it. I didn't enjoy it.
Did you push against the authority?
Learning.
No,
I was never rude or naughty or anything like that. Or one time we were naughty, but it wasn't just me. It was all of us. But like I just didn't enjoy school.
Yeah.
So I chose to do other things with my time.
Yeah, so I didn't enjoy the
school.
academic side of school at all, but I loved because I had the right group of people. Every day was an adventure.
Yeah.
And it was just a constant, being in an all-girls school is a constant battlefield too. Like it's a minefield. Like someone would come in and someone had made out with someone else's boyfriend on the weekend. And it was like, okay, cool, there's the next 6 months.
Oh,
get up.
we had that stuff.
Yeah.
We used to get drunk all the time and, it was terrible. My poor mum. Oh, my God, I'm so glad I don't have a daughter.
Yeah, okay, please don't because I do have one. No, my daughter, bless her heart, but she's better than – she comes to me with everything and I try and keep an open dialogue. But it's hard because when I was at school, I didn't enjoy school and I was naughty, but we were naughty enough where we didn't hurt anyone else. Well, I shouldn't say that. We probably, you try not to, but you
Some
sort of
dumb
certainly
things.
do.
I'm sorry if anyone listens to this and I was
I think I've made my apologies for anyone who went through high school with
my
me.
God.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
But, so what is the biggest thing you got in trouble for at high school? I've got a long list. I don't know where to go with it, so I'm going to ask you first.
Oh, my God. Okay,
Let's go with the biggest.
one time, I think it was year 8 camp.
Yeah.
Year 8 camp. It must have been year 8 or year 9. I can't remember. No, it would have been year 8 camp. Yeah. We went to Marimbula. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm so embarrassed
No,
to say
you've gotta
this.
do
This is so bad. We went to the shops and we stole boxer shorts. Remember the old school boxer shorts?
Yeah, we always wore them.
The
We wore them under the dress. We wore them everywhere.
Yeah, you know,
Yes.
the silky ones?
Yes, I had Garfield
Yeah.
ones. I had.
Well, me and probably another 6 or 7 of us stole all these boxer shorts from one shop as if we wouldn't know that we would get busted. Idiots.
Did you get caught?
We did
Dicks.
because some girl in our year dobbed on us for starters.
That doesn't help.
And, we got suspended and got in trouble, weren't allowed to see friends for a little bit, the thing. So that was – and then they banned that camp because of us.
Yeah, we went on camp once. Oh, so year 7 camp. Sorry, this is not the biggest thing got in trouble. Just reminded me, we went on year 7 camp and, I apologise. It was a senior camp. Must have been year 11 or 12. And I went to a Catholic school. So it was like mass outside. It was like sunset. And we're all meant to be praying and everyone's like dead quiet, head bowed. And I just turned around and went, how's the serenity? And everybody lost it. And here's me standing, out.
Oh
The
my
teacher gives you that
God.
look like out. And it's just like, you know what? Sometimes you just have to have fun. You're on camp. Something
Yeah.
you've got to be that kid on camp.
I
that
must
does
have
that.
been terrible because one of the teachers told me I'd never amount to anything.
Okay, so this is in my book, first chapter. She said, like, don't do it. Like, it's amazing to think these teachers think that that's going to help a spirited child like us achieve something. Shouldn't they pull us aside and say, hang on, like, love your spirit, love your enthusiasm, your energy, but in the classroom, can you just meet me at my level? And when you leave the classroom, just be yourself. But teachers often don't do that. They'll just try and squash you and squash you and squash you, which makes you just want to be yourself even more.
Yeah. And so I think, what else did we get in trouble for?
Oh, I got in trouble
did
once. I
lots of
parked
things.
in the principal. I was late for class.
And so you parked
I did the principal's car park because I didn't think he was there that day. I was in year 12. I'm like, shit, I'm late for English. Pulled in, and then I'm sitting in English, and I hear this. My maid now, like, you know, Michelle McCullough, come. Can you please come to the principal's office? And I walked in and went, what are you doing? Because I drove an Aqua Mazda 121. Like, everyone knew it was me. And I said, listen, I was late, and got chatting with him, lovely guy. And I said to him, have you got a new chair? And he's like, yeah, my old chair, that's my old chair. And I said, oh, can I borrow it for the common room? He's like, yeah, take the chair, whatever. And I was leaving. He goes, hang on, you're in here because you're in trouble. Can you go move your car, please? But I think if you're just you're that kid and you're respectful enough that you know, that wasn't too bad. But I remember having to ring mum and saying, if the principal calls, it's all right, I sorted it. I
You know, in college, you know what we did, because we went to Lake Ginninderra College, and across the road there is Macca's and the bowling alley.
Yeah.
We used to go up on top of the hill and to smoke cigarettes
Yes.
and other things. Anyway, so we went and someone dropped an cigarette.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we knew it, the whole hill was on fire.
Oh, shit.
So we had to run away and try and get back into school saying that it wasn't us. And we're watching this whole thing
go up.
The fire brigade was coming and we're like, oh my God, that so wasn't us.
But don't
We
you
almost
reckon
set the whole thing on fire.
different? Like, we would go to the shop and then I think we'd have fit 12 kids in a car.
Yeah.
And you're only going down the, 3 streets down the shop, like from school, jump into the car. Like, kids can't do any of that. There's mobile phones, the shit that we got up to at school.
Oh, I think even out of school, like on the weekend, because we were always out. We used to run away from Constable. I can't even tell you how many times. We would be somewhere and he's like, shit, he's coming. And the worst thing was that his daughter was with us. So we're like, shit, your dad's coming. Run. So we used to do that.
Imagine if it was documented, the shit that we got up to. I remember once, I won't say, I can't really talk about what happened because it's still pretty bad. But we have rival schools, right?
Oh.
So private schools have rival schools.
Yeah.
We just happened to, I was going out with a rugby player.
Yeah.
And there was a rival school and they had a sign at the front of their building and we used to steal each other's flags, signs and do horrible things to them and leave it on their school grounds. It's just common. Like, we went to school one day and our flags were gone and there were underwear stuck up the flagpoles and stuff. So it was this constant, but it was vandalism and theft.
Yeah.
So, but it was just common that it's an occurrence and it just happened.
Yeah.
But these days, these kids aren't going to get away with that sort of stuff. There's just no way.
I remember one time it was Saturday night, you know, when they made the changes from the silver bins to the wheelie bins?
Yes.
We got so excited that we decided to collect everyone's wheelie bins on the main road and stack them up, like 5. So, and sit in the bushes and wait for people to stop and get out of their car because they couldn't get through the road. We were terrible.
Oh, we were terrible too.
Now that I think about it, what a shit human I was.
I know, but we went on tour once for, I was a rower, so all the rowing crew went. So we, bus full of girls, double-story bus, and get this, the boys' school flew, and we had to catch the bus for 19 fucking hours to Adelaide.
Oh
so we got
God,
so bored on the bus
like
on the way
torture.
down. The teachers, bless their heart, they were PE teachers, so they all liked us.
Yeah.
The whole way down, we decided to collect the signs, like, you know when you ice creams at the front of the shops or at the drive-through bottle-o?
Oh, yeah.
So we ended up, by the time we went down there, we had a bus full of signs, but then we also stayed at a pub and everyone drank and collected signs. By the time we got back, we literally had a double-decker bus just to have some fun, have these signs, and then we put them in our common room, not thinking. And we got in the world of shit.
Oh, my God.
Because
is
one,
so
they found
funny.
out we're at the pub. I think it was 17. Well, some of us was 17 or 18. It's no big deal. And the boys were staying at the pub too. So it was just chaos for
That is
the whole
hilarious.
weekend. Mind you, we won too. We won the Australian Championship. We did the school proud.
Yeah, okay.
But just fun. Like you have to, like it's boring. We're not going to sit on a bus for 19 hours. We had to have some fun with it. Like we literally had signs. We had koala crossing signs. We had like any sign we could get up, pull off anything. We took it with us.
I was destined to be like a little bit naughty because even in year 6 camp, they're like, don't bring lollies.
Oh,
I bought lollies because, and I had to sit in the cabin with all the people that wet their bed. It was so bad.
Oh, shit.
It's like far out.
Do you need to hide your lollies better? You need to get better at it.
Yeah.
No, but we would too. So I don't know what happened one day. I got kicked out of class. Teachers had enough of me. And my best friend also got kicked out of class. And after this, we're never allowed to be in the same class as each other. We just used to go down the year 7 wing and steal all the TVs out the front and move them around to the school.
You were a shit kid too.
So the teachers were like, has anyone seen the TV that's outside 7W?
And it's not really naughty. It's just being naughty. A nuisance.
I didn't break the TV. I just happened to move it to the year 10 wing.
Yeah, it's just being a nuisance.
Yes.
Did you play any sports?
Oh, shit, yeah. Anything I can get my hands on. I played touch. I played softball. I played netball. I did like roller hockey, golf. If it got me out of class, like a teacher came to me once and she goes, I'm going to do golf. I'm like, can we leave early? And she's like, yeah, you got to leave half an hour early on Tuesday. Sign me up.
Yeah, I played AFL. I played hockey. I played netball, which I'd totally forgotten about. And it wasn't until we were unpacking some stuff.
Yeah.
And my kids pull out all these trophies. They're like, who's these? And I was like, I don't know. And then it says ACT netball. And I was like, that was me.
Play netball.
That was me. Yeah, so I played soccer, played
anything just to keep me busy. Like I did love sport and I should have done more of it. Like I absolutely.
But I used to rollerblade everywhere.
Now listen, but I played roller hockey down at Arundel. Like we were like,
awesome.
Yeah.
I would never go down that side of town.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're on the other side of town.
Yeah, that was well before the GDE. We would not go down that side of town.
Down at Arundel, we'd go roller skating.
Oh, yeah, no way.
But rollerblades everywhere.
Yeah, like I used to rollerblade from here to Gungahlin. Like I used to rollerblade everywhere. Yeah. Loved it.
Love my blades.
I still do.
Really?
Now I go down to Corran Forest.
Okay.
They've got like a outside rollering and I just go out there once a week and
I don't even know where my blades
I say
would
once
be.
a week, but that's not true.
Okay, so our next Franki Michelle night out, we should just do like roller derby or something.
My girlfriend used to play roller derby. She stopped because she
violent?
Oh, she just used to get injured all the time, like really bad injuries.
I don't know. I reckon we'd be pretty good at it.
Yeah, I wanted to do it once, but my husband's like, babe, like, no.
Yeah,
like, you're a mother.
Someone's going to break one of my implants.
Yeah, like it's just not.
And I spend way too much on Botox to get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess going back to like high school.
Yeah.
Did you ever get bullied? Were you the bullier? Was it a bit of both?
It's you got to survive. You got to survive in all girls school, and if you're weak, you're going to get picked on. As simple as that. And because my personality is to be strong, I would tend to rise to the top. I'd rather be the loudest, the most obnoxious, so someone wouldn't come at me. I certainly had very healthy rivals. I have a girlfriend who's a friend now. I can say her name, Patrice. She's awesome. We used to go at it because she could give it just as much as I could and take it.
Yeah.
And back and forth. And it was people would just move because it was that kind of banter. But I think it was the mutual respect there. I think, yes, obviously I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I probably was a bully because I'm pushy and I'm headstrong. And if you crossed me, you're going to hear about it because I needed to survive. Otherwise, you're the person at the bottom of the rung. And would I have done it differently? No, because, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But I did the best I could with what I knew at the time.
Yeah, right.
Which is survive.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you get bullied?
Yeah, I got bullied bad. And if I didn't like you, oh, my God, everyone would know about it.
Did you get bullied? Because you went to school with boys and girls.
I went to school with
So the girls were the bullies?
Yeah, so one time I slept at this girl's house. Anyway, ended up that I got scabies from their house.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and so I had to not go to school and I had to tell someone that that's where I got it from. Anyway, she obviously didn't like it, so she made up all these rumours. So by the time I got back to school, all the girls were like against me and they just bullied me so hard. I could not go to school. I think for almost a term I didn't go back to school.
That's insane.
Yeah, I just hated it. I didn't want to go back.
Isn't it amazing how that can happen?
Yeah, so I think I did both. I think I was the bullier and I got bullied.
Yeah.
But I used to get picked on all the time because I grew up in the era of Pamela Anderson and I looked nothing like her.
Yeah.
I had really big boobs, so the boys used to nipple They used to find
God.
it, you know,
Yeah,
nipple cripple.
cripple,
Oh, I have
yeah.
red hair, so that, you know, you used to call me redheaded rat rooter. Like, you know, like I was just, I used to get picked on as much as I did the picking.
Yeah.
But I don't think I actually, like, bullied anyone that didn't deserve it. I know that
I know,
sounds horrible.
I completely
do you know what I
get where you
mean?
are. When
Like,
you're in the trenches of high school.
Yeah.
And
I think the girls that I bullied, obviously, maybe there were a couple that I stuck.
what did you do?
I have to tell you this story.
God.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I should, but
I've
my
got one that I
girlfriend
shouldn't probably tell.
I'm going to
but-
say it.
Okay, you say
because
yours
it's
and I'll see if I should say
It's
mine.
so funny because we only just me and my girlfriend had a funny laugh about it, like, not long ago.
What did you do?
So my girlfriend was living with this girl, right?
Yes.
Anyway, she was such a bitch. Like, I can't even tell you how bitchy she was, right? She would lock her poor dog in the bedroom all day and it would shit everywhere. Like, she was a horrible human.
Yes.
Anyway, so we
You
were
don't have to support everyone with a vagina.
No, so we were like, so we were moving out.
Yeah.
And we're like, me, my girlfriend and my other girlfriend at the time decided that we would get back at her.
Yes.
So we poured fish sauce all in her new washing machine and down her drain of her thing.
Oh, no.
It was okay. Looking back, we shouldn't have done it. And then we broke. My girlfriend broke toothpicks in her lock, so she couldn't get back into her room. Like when we got back. But it was so funny because my girlfriend rang me the other day.
Yeah.
This was when we were like 16. She was like, oh, my God, I have to tell you something really funny.
What?
And I was like, what? She goes, because they have just moved to this new suburb. I won't say who because I don't want to mention names.
No.
And they had made friends with all these people.
Yeah.
Anyway, this new friend that thing messaged her and said, oh, I met blah, blah, blah the other day. Didn't she have some colourful things to say about you? And I was like, I wonder if she told her about the fish sauce. So it does come back and bite you in the ass. So I'm really sorry that I hurt you, but fuck, it was funny.
Yeah, that goes
at
around
the time.
Because I had my high school reunion a couple of years ago, and it was so interesting because we all got – so normally at our high school they only get 15 to 20 people, but we had like close on 100 people.
Yeah, right.
Because I harassed every single person to come to the reunion. I ran the social media, so it was a pretty good social media campaign.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. We put all these 40-year-old, 38-year-old women in one room. How quickly we all reverted back to being 14 and how grudges was people were like, I can't come because I'm like, dude, it was 20 fucking years ago. You need to get over it.
Yeah.
But someone walked past me and said, I'm going to punch so-and-so in the face. But I had a flashback of being 14 in the hallway and it was the same person saying the same thing about the same person.
Oh, my God.
And it was like, you know what? Like, you have a laugh and you move on. And the reality was most people got over their grudges and it was really nice to see everyone. There was grey hair and we'd lost 2 friends, one to suicide, unfortunately, and one to a drug overdose. So it was just, you've moved on and you all come together. It was really quite nice. But it was, so actually one of my friends said to me, oh shit, I forgot how bossy you are. But that, you don't change. You fundamentally, you are who you are.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to come back and be in that room. So it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, I did go to the reunion and one of the boys said to me, mate, you haven't changed a bit.
Yeah.
So maybe I haven't
changed.
Maybe I haven't changed. Maybe I've just become a little bit more empathetic or something
like that.
I
think you just
that.
grow. And
you just grow.
Yeah.
So if you had your time again, what would you do that would be different?
I think that I would have concentrated maybe on going to uni. If I had just found a couple of classes I liked and made an effort.
Yeah.
And don't worry about the rest of it. Mm. And I think that I would have worried less about boys because I was one of those girls that had a lot of attention from boys and it was quite flattering.
Yeah.
And to the point where like Valentine's Day once I couldn't even carry all the shit home. My mum had to come pick me up and put it all in the car. And I did. I worried too much about boys. I worried too much about going to a party, kissing a boy and my older brother finding out because I would have gotten a world of hurt at home, unfortunately. Yeah. That was the situation I was in. I kissed a boy when I was 14 and my brother dobbed on me and told my mum, and from that point on I had to do all my own washing and ironing.
Oh.
Yeah, because it wasn't because my parents had found out. It was that my brother was so upset that he has got embarrassed to find out that his sister had kissed a boy at a party.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent so much effort going, like, having boyfriends but hiding everything.
Yeah.
And it was just so much of my energy went into that.
Yeah.
What a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day on Facebook and it asked these young boys, well, these boys that now are in their 30s and 40s,
Yeah.
and said, what would the one thing that you would say to your teenage self?
Yeah.
And it was funny what they came back with, don't sweat the small stuff,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I think for me, what I would change is I probably wouldn't have done everything that I had done.
What do you mean, like naughty stuff? Like going
Just
out? Or?
Yeah, just going out. And I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world because I've got some really good memories. Some I can't remember, but that's okay because I'm pretty sure I had a really good time. But I think if there was one thing that I would probably do differently is that I would probably have I wish what I knew
Now. I know you can't do that though. You
can't do that.
You did the best you could with what you knew at the time.
Yeah.
But I think too the biggest thing I would have not worried about is my weight. We lived in that 90s era of the waif supermodel.
I was really skinny. Well, I was skinny after I got bullied so bad. I only ate rice bubbles. That's it.
Dude,
That's
I used to
all
live on
I
rice
ate.
bubbles.
And
I
I
got
think
down to,
size
like-
6 jeans were even too big for me.
Yeah, I got down to a 6 or an 8 at one point, like you're 8 or you're 9. It's like, you know what? My body was never designed to be small.
Yeah.
And I wish I had just not worried about it and just been sporty and like my daughter and super fit and
But
super
I don't think times have changed that much. I think young
so you have
kids
more perspective of it than I do.
More than ever are worried about body image because it's just in their faces.
I know. They just got to try and guide them to the right, the right people online.
Like I had a client today who was 21.
Yeah.
And, she was worried about if she sat down, she would see her pudge. And I was like, mate, firstly, you got no pudge. You're 21.
And that's a uterus, by the way.
Yeah,
like anything that's actually there when you're 21 is just your uterus.
And secondly, we can't be perfect.
No.
Like everyone's got that when we sit down. If we could Photoshop ourselves every time we sat down, we'd all be perfect.
Exactly.
So I think it hasn't changed in the way of body image. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I hope that it is changing, but it's actually not.
No.
Which is really sad.
It is very, very sad. And I used to think that, we used to put a lot of energy into, we go out and in heels. Like I used to think, we used to go out in these tiny little dresses in these 6-inch heels. And now I look at girls that are going out and they wear their sneakers.
Yeah.
So, that's for me, I'm like, why did we put so much effort into these? We looked ridiculous. We're at Mooseheads in 6-inch heels and tiny little dresses and the boys are in jeans.
But I
what's
didn't
going
even I cared. I guess I did care about what I looked like when I went out, but I don't think it was my. It wasn't my focus. Do you know what I mean? Like that wasn't my main goal for going out.
We dressed for the boys. We never dressed for ourselves and we never dressed for comfort.
Yeah.
And I regret that. I just think because at school, being an all-girls school, we'd pull our hair back, no makeup, wouldn't give a shit. But going out was a different story and was so uncomfortable. And it's like, you know what? We're going to get hurt.
Oh, I was so comfortable. Oh, yeah.
You went out? You didn't do that?
No.
I had a guy once. I was wearing a backless, tiny little dress. I was at Mooseheads and thankfully my husband, now was boyfriend, was there at the same time. Someone put a cigarette out on my back.
What?
Yes. So it's sort of like it was just this. We're just treated like property. Like we're treated like to be. Yeah, it was.
Oh no,
different.
I never.
You never did that.
No,
never had that.
I never had any of that.
No.
I think because I was always with the boys.
Yeah.
So I never. Actually, one time I remember this because, back in the day, all the Lebos used to come down from Sydney. Do you remember that era where they
had all
used
the
to come
cars
down?
and rev up the cars.
Yeah, up at the private bin.
Yes.
Yeah, and this guy one time took it upon himself to just grab my tit.
Yeah.
And I said to him, when did you think that would be okay? And he was like, oh, but, they used to talk like that. What do you mean? I can. And I'd be like, I was like, mate, touch me again, I swear to God. So you know what I did? I went and got a big jug of ice and I threw it at him.
Well done.
And I was like, come near me one more time and that won't be the only thing that will be thrown at you.
Exactly.
And he was like,
oh, shit.
okay, lady, okay.
Well,
I was like, but
John-
my friends loved them.
Yeah.
I had a group of friends. They loved all those guys. And I was like, oh, this is not
So I used to
for
hang
me.
around with the rugby boys, so I was quite safe because I'm massive. And we were at Jolly Jugs once. And
Jolly Jugs?
$5 jugs, guys. So we'd get $5 jugs, Jolly Jugs. Was it Monday night or a Tuesday night? So at school's the next day. I can't remember. But these guys, it was rugby boys, so they broke out in a fight.
Yeah.
And rival boys. And I, being small, I'm not small, but against the rugby boys, I'm small. I got caught in the middle of a fist fight.
Wow.
Yeah, like I didn't mean to. It was actually just physically in the way.
Yeah.
It's like trying to duck and weave, and it was madness. Like it was just, and jugs were so cheap. What I do remember is we'd buy them, and then if you didn't like someone, you'd throw the jug over the top of their head.
Yeah.
Because it's only $5.
We had, what did we have Wednesday night? 50-cent middies at the bin.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so for $5,
you were the bin
you
crowd. We
would
were the
get
Moosehead
sloshed.
crowd.
Yeah, see, I probably didn't go to Moose, did I?
Because that was the real rugby crowd. You used to have to try and get up the stairs in your heels, and that was fine.
We
but
were
getting
South
down,
Pack.
Oh,
South
yes. So we wouldn't. Isn't that mad? We're probably going out at the same time, but never would have crossed paths.
Nah,
because not at all.
We're just in totally different circles.
100%.
Isn't that funny?
Isn't that weird?
Wow, that was a blast from the past.
I know.
Jeepers.
We went from high school to going out and getting drunk.
God.
Now, have you ever been to school hungover? Did you ever go to school hungover?
Not in high school.
You didn't? Oh,
No.
so you're different because my
Not in
school
high
went from
school.
year 7 to 12. So high school to me is 7 through 12. We don't break it. I don't mentally break it up for college 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Did you in college?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I remember sitting there so
all the
hungover.
time. We had a group of friends who would go and steal like things of alcohol, and we would go sit in John Knight Park and drink during the day.
Oh, you drank during the day? Oh, I never drank during
even
the day.
at school. Like horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, I was always driving, so I
hope
couldn't.
my kids don't listen to
this.
this. But yeah, like I did in college definitely, but high school no.
So we used to go out Saturday night, and we were rowers, so we had to be at rowing on Sunday morning. So we would go out till all hours of the morning. We'd go down to Yarralumla and sleep where we'd row. We'd all get our sleeping bags and tents and whatever and just sleep on the ground until 6 a.m. when we had to get up. We put our gear on, and then we would row. And I remember once rowing through vomit. Because the girls would reach, they'd vomit out of the crew, and then you just keep rowing and just keep going. And I tell you what, though, it's the best thing to sober you up the next morning. And then we'd all come back off, lay on the ground, and then our parents would try and come and try and pick us up later in the afternoon. But that was our routine. That was it. That was it every weekend. And then the boys would play rugby at 3:00 on Saturday afternoon. Or go outside. That's how it worked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
And we'd still continue to play sport. But I remember going to the ANU Basketball. I was only little, like 17, maybe 16. And that was the ANU O week.
Oh, yes, the O week.
And I remember having to sit in class the next day and thinking, I can't keep, this is just mad. I got home at like 3 a.m. and trying to sit there in class, trying to sit in English, listening to your teacher.
I'm trying to think I was definitely going out when I was 17.
Yeah.
But I think I started late in my 17 years, in later, because I remember being out when I turned 18.
I got to 19 and got over it because we were going out from 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time you got to 19, you're like, this is shit. I need to keep my money.
Yeah. I continued going out. And then I met my husband and then we continued going out. So we went out for a very long time. I actually don't mind a good night out.
Oh, yes.
I love a good dance on the dance floor.
Franki Michelle's night out.
Oh, yeah, that was it. I didn't even mean to do that.
I think this one will actually air before our night out. So we'll have to talk about it.
Talk about
okay.
There you go.
How cool is that?
All right, Mish. Well, I think that's enough for that one.
Yeah, no worries, babe. Thankfully, there's another episode, and it's our last one, guys, in series 2, so episode 6.
What are we speaking about?
Okay, so Frankie actually doesn't know, guys, what we're talking about because I decided to take control. How unusual.
Oh, duh.
I've called it Pop Quiz, and I've got a bunch of questions in a box.
Oh,
and
my God.
Frankie has to play the questions, and we have to answer
No way.
them. So,
okay, I'm a little bit nervous, but sounds good to me. Peace.